all I care if I could just watch the show. Show joint is lit.
Yeah, we're live. It's okay. Hello, everybody. Nothing like much professionalism from a couple of amateurs here in the entertainment world. But hey, you're back live with us at Whatcha Watchin. That's right, where we don't give a shit, but we watch stuff and discuss it just for your enjoyment. That's right. Tonight,
or your annoyment.
Or your annoyment, depending on who you are. That's exactly right. We got trailer trash talk tonight. We got who's watching what. And to get on to talk about Tucker and Dale versus Evil, one of my favorite Oops, I Did It Again movie. Yeah, it's a great freaking flick that, again, an indie film that gets overlooked. So welcome, everybody, to Whatcha Watchin. And please listen to our content warning.
Fuck.
Oh, hey, Wes, man, did you catch that girl with the third nipple?
Oh, third nipple. Did you see how many ping pong balls she fit up there, bro?
From 30 feet away. Speaking of things, man, we got to get this content warning thing figured out. What do you think we ought to say?
Oh, God, that stinks. Well, we got to make sure we say things like shit, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, bitch, tits, ass twat, fart, balls, cunt.
Oh, don't forget moist panties, because that'll offend 80% of our female listeners right from the start.
Speaking of moist panties, where's that chick with the third nipple? I want to see if it looks like that last fart gets me every time.
Every time, that's right. Welcome, everybody, to Live Whatcha Watchin. And if you've made it this far, congratulations. No, it's not valid ugly like that through our entire show, but we like to chase away the beatniks as soon as they get clicked in. So welcome, everybody. Over here, this is the other guy. That's Mr. Wes motherfucking Losner. He's in the, yeah, that's right. That's what he likes to be called, because he likes a little bit of applause afterwards too.
Thank you. Seriously, you guys are too kind. I love you all.
Shut up.
Enough.
That's right. We made it past episode 11, and the FCC haven't shut us down yet. So I guess we're doing okay. Hey, don't forget, if you get across this, click the subscribe button. Click that little bell next to it too, so you
notification squad.
That's right. And then share it with all your friends. If you find it funny, they'll probably find it funny too. That's kind of the idea of what you're watching. Share it with all of your friends. That's right. It's kind of like herpes.
And leave a comment. Tell us what you've been watching.
That's right. That's what we do. You can find us at facebook.com/watchingvids. And that'll put you into our fan page and leave us a comment about what you're watching there. Dude, I went to the movies this weekend and I saw, so this wasn't it. 2017. It was the longest of the Wonder Woman trailers I've seen, and now I've seen it on the big screen. And it's little Diana, and she's now learning how to fight, and they're training her harder than any other Venetian Amazonian that lives on an island ever. I'm not really sure the idea of getting her from an island, but anyhow, it's gonna be another Superman versus Batman where you could probably skip like the entire first hour of the movie. Long drawn out crap that nobody's going to care about for like 20 minutes of a cool movie at the end of it. I don't know. I'm just foretelling the future on this one, people. The chick can hardly speak English. She's 5'4". She weighs 92 pounds. Somehow that's Wonder Woman.
She's 5'4".
5'4".
Damn.
Paul Walker was only 5'8".
She seems so much taller.
Well, that's because she's like weighs 94 pounds. She's skinny as a rail. She looks tall, but she's not. So that's what we got stuck with trailer trash talk. Trailer trash talk this week. Talking trailer trash. Trailer trash talk.
Well, yeah. I mean, I watched that one trailer, but it's not, I mean, it was for Star Wars Rebels.
Star Wars Rebels. Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting pretty sick of waiting for Rogue One, man. I mean, I've watched The Force Awakens like half a dozen times waiting for Rogue One to come out, and it's just not as good a movie. Rogue One is a better movie than The Force Awakens ever would want to be. And there weren't even any Jedis in it. Sorry.
No, Rogue One was very, very good.
Rogue One was a badass movie.
But Force Awakens was really good too.
It was great, but it's not as good as Rogue One. I want to see Rogue One. I went to the theater twice to see Rogue One. I don't even remember if I saw The Force Awakens in the theater.
Yeah.
On TV for the first time.
Some bitch. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Partners has some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I didn't see Force Awakens in the theater either, I'm ashamed to say. However, I did see Rogue One, and I wish I would have got to see it twice, because it was pretty epic.
3D and then saw it in non-3D and decided from here forward I will see them only in non-3D first. If they're good enough, I'll go back and see them in 3D, because there's too much information going on in the IMAX friggin' 3D environment to really pay attention to the story and the music and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
For other people, it might not be the case, but for me, I think I want to see it in 2D in a good platform with a nice big seat, and be able to pay attention to everything else than have to try and keep up with the visual stimulation of 3D at a 60-foot screen.
I gotta be honest with you. I haven't been to a 3D movie since Captain EO at Disney.
So you haven't had the modern 3D experience. You should do that, dude. You really should.
Yeah, I haven't. I fear movie theaters gravely, so
yeah,
I have to go.
Those of us with personality conflicts totally understand. Yeah, I get you. What you really want to do is go in the middle of the day on like a Monday when school's in.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's like a 10:30 movie on a Monday. There is nobody there but like pervy grandpa masturbating in the third row.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Avengers. Avengers.
I like that blonde.
Look at that Scarlett Johansson voice. Anyhow, let's get off of masturbating in the third row here. Get off of trailer trash talk and talk a little bit about who's watching what. Who's watching what is where we talk about what the crap we've been watching. So I ask Wes, hey Wes, what you watching?
Uncaged. This movie, okay, is a werewolf movie. It's kind of found footage, kind of not, but at the same time, I hate werewolf movies. Okay, now I was telling the good reverend here earlier before the show started about my hatred for werewolf movies, all werewolf movies, old and new. And Wolf Cop, okay, it's a silly, stupid movie. I digged it, all right? I didn't consider it a whole werewolf movie. It was meant to be a silly cop adventure kind of deal. But this is an actual good movie. I mean, if you could get past the cheesy special effects of the makeup, not like what's happening, because the gore, everything's awesome. But if you could get past the dude looking like Michael Jackson's Thriller, sorry for spoiling it, but you got to prepare yourself. I still think you should watch it. It's pretty fucking good. I enjoyed it, and I think we should do it for the show and review it. Is how good I think it is. But
her name is Billie Jean. I'm sorry, I was totally lost in Michael Jackson there for a moment, buddy. Oh yeah, no, seriously, we are gonna do this. A sleepwalking teen straps a camera to himself and discovers a sinister family secret. And when we get back to horror, so week after next, we'll do this one. Uncaged.
Yeah, because this is definitely worth the watch. Everyone watch it. Get prepared because we will review it. It's hella good.
We'll be back on that one.
Yeah, and then the next thing I watched, of course, is Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of else or anything.
It was such a cock tease this week.
Yeah, but
total cock. Nothing. I mean, something happened.
Yes,
something severe happened. But it was a total cock tease. And wait, we're on here Monday at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, y'all should have watched it by now if you were fans, so I don't give a shit. So let's just talk about the episode. I mean, last week, at the end of last week, they show the king Ezekiel and those guys pull their guns on the other jackasses.
Saviors.
What the hell? The saviors, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh hell, here it comes! Here it comes!" But no, it's kind of like a soap opera. We'll tell Nikki that we're his parents tomorrow. Whatever. So they're gonna drag it out more and more.
No, that was such an epic scene,
But-
in that, and it leads more to that relationship between the saviors and the kingdom, because at that moment, that leader, that little, mini leader or whatever the fuck, he fucking yelled.
We
at
are
that
Negan.
guy.
No, there's no mini leader. We are Negan.
Yeah.
We are Negan. They're like a hive. He's an extension of Negan. That's what, and he's acting it. That friggin' ginger-haired, gingerbeard dude starts screaming orders at me like that, and I'm gonna have to crack him in his nuts because I can't see him as a threat. But he is Negan. He believes he is Negan, and he is, expecting them to act as though Negan is standing there with the bat. But they weren't getting. And I knew when they first came out of the compound and they got stopped. Oh, somebody's blocked the road with an arrow. And that asshole was the last one out of the truck. I knew he was up to something.
Oh yeah, you could tell the whole episode that he was up to something, and oh man, and just what it led into, and when you thought he was going to get shot, because everyone said he's the one, he's going to be.
Yeah,
the
you're
one,
next.
You know?
If it's gonna be, if it's anybody, it's gonna be you, fuckhead.
Yeah, and so
which is what he was trying to orchestrate. Yeah, he was trying to orchestrate his own
to
death.
die for this, and the dude ends up shooting the other guy, which Morgan was close to.
The asshole ended up shooting the kid, not the freaking leader dude, not the I am Negan, the other little shitlet that took took Morgan's stick from him.
Yeah, the
in the last
prick.
episode. Yeah,
and
that
right
fuckhead's the one that shot the kid.
Yeah, right after that, the fucking what's it called? They do their deal. They're late. They're late because of that
short.
Yeah, and short one melon. So all this shit goes down, and so they have to come back the next day. They come back and they do this deal. They get that fucking melon, and Morgan fucking snaps back into Clear Morgan and Crazy Morgan, and fucking just jumps on fucking what the fuck's his name?
Remember his fucking name at the moment.
Yeah, I don't remember his name right now either. But fucking jumps on that fool and just fucking chokes him to death. And and King Ezekiel is like, "What the fuck, Morgan?"
What the fuck? Yeah, he's like,
"What?" Saviors are sitting there going, okay. "What the fuck's going on?" And then Morgan tells everyone, like, "Look, this guy set this up. He fucking is the one that fucking took the melon. He's the one that made us late. He was gonna try and get the fucking kingdom to fight the saviors." And he's like, and I just want to show you that we understand. It was kind of the same shit that guy he choked out told Morgan should happen. And it's like Morgan was like, all right, yeah, I'll go along with this, but it's like he killed the dude. So it's like, holy shit.
Well, he killed the dude to buy the time.
Yeah.
That Ginger Negan, that's what I'll call him. Ginger Negan has to see that they understand, or he's just going to come back harder and harder each time. Yeah. He needs him to come back under the idea that they get it. We understand. There's no more hostilities. Nobody's upset at anybody. There's not even a need for guns anymore. We'll give you what you want. Tell us what you need, and we'll do it. We get it. We understand. This guy was the piece of shit, was the problem. He's no longer the problem. Even though in the back of Morgan's head, now that he's killed again, he knows that there's going to be more killing.
Yeah, a whole lot more.
And they do have to fight the saviors, but to make the saviors think that they're back under the guise of everything's okay, drastic had to be done, and he did it. I mean, I thought he cracked, but he uncracked, to be honest.
Yeah, and
sit down in that grave and cut his wrist where he found that melon.
Yeah, no, he was going back to fucking.
That's when
he was going back to PTSD, super psychotic, schizophrenic, fucking ninja killer, fucking Morgan. And I think he's gonna go into that mode again. And I can't wait to see Morgan and Carol fighting back to back, because in this episode, Morgan's so like, he's distraught after this kid dying because he was training that kid.
Yeah,
you know, he was getting close.
He
to
was
this
also
kid.
he was also philosophizing with it. Philosophizing
and
with
teaching
it.
him.
That's not a fucking word, but whatever. I have BA education. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's psychometrizing with this kid. To understand that to hurt your enemy is to hurt yourself. You know, men at war do horrible things because they have to be done, not because they want to. And that's what the understanding has to be, is every time you pull the trigger or every time you smack somebody with a stick and make them bleed, you've done that, and your brain sees that you have done that, and you have to live with that for the rest of your. So even though you're hurting them physically, you're hurting yourself psychologically, is what he was also trying to get through to the kid. You know, not that you can't fight or that you shouldn't fight. Just make sure that when you do fight, there's loss on your end too, even if you win.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, you know, that's what the psychometrizing was trying to get through to him, but it doesn't matter because he got shot in the groin and bled out in the street because that long-haired fucking hippie freak's a dick.
Yeah, and when that savior boss, though, found out that the kid died, that fool went right up to that little prick and fucking yelled at him and told him he's walking home.
Yeah, he's like,
and
good.
If he said a word, he
one
would
bit
kill
attitude,
him.
give me a look. And I will
That's
kill
why I'm
you where you stay.
There was something between the kingdom and the saviors right there where they did kind of like build a sort of trust at that moment. Well, you know, because you could tell, because he let that guy do whatever the fuck he want all these other times, you know, and didn't really reprimand him or anything like that.
Yeah, but
this time he fucking got in his face and threatened his life. So, I mean... in front of
murder the kid. Yeah, to murder the kid for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid did hit him in the hand once to get the gun out of his hand. You know, I guess that was retribution. I guess, I mean, if I was just trying to kneecap a motherfucker for smacking me in the hand and knocking my gun out, I might understand it. But that guy was a dick. He was just... he knew he should have shot the other guy, and he didn't.
There's so many saviors I can't wait to see get their end.
And then Morgan told Carol the truth.
Yeah. And
about
told her
who died in Alexandria.
Yeah, he told him about Glenn, Abraham, and Denise, and Olivia, and Spencer.
Yeah, her eyes just kept getting more psychotic.
Every name that he
the tears were stopping by the end because she was just so enraged by how many that they had already killed. But so we don't see Rick or Michonne. They're off in the woods boning somewhere, I guess, still looking for guns. Or is this all happening while they were doing? See, I can't understand how they're doing their episodes. What's a day? I mean, what's a week? There's no time understanding in the show anymore with the way they're doing these episodes.
I think what's his name
encapsulated episodes.
That it from the prison when they killed the governor, it's been a certain amount of months or some shit.
See, because where's Carl with the gimpy eye?
Well, he's
seen Carl in weeks.
Yeah, well,
but we've seen him in weeks.
Too, Carl, you know, well, what's his name? I forget his real name. Chandler Riggs. In real life, he's getting set up to go to college and stuff like that right now. So that's why he's not in a bunch of episodes. But at the same time, how they're telling the story, he doesn't need to be. He will actually be in, I think, the next one. And
look, kid, you want to go to college, then you get eaten by a zombie. That's the way that works.
Oh, you no, Carl's gonna
on the Walking Dead. Then college needs to wait, or you need to pay tutors to come in and learn college. Do college online, bitch. University of Phoenix, like everybody else does. All right, let's get off of the Walking Dead for the night.
Yeah.
Dude, I checked
So-
out
What you watching?
Sales.
Black Sails.
That's what I was
Arr.
watching. Arr, there be pirates in the world. So they picked up the last of the stragglers from the war on Nassau, and this bitch here, boy, she's just a trifling bitch. She convinces Jack Rackham to split up from Flint. Where Flint goes to the slave island, she convinced Rackham to sail to the Americas and go after the daughter that they just killed on the last episode, to go to the grandparents and tell them what happens and try to get them to pay for revenge. So it was just a bunch of this is one of those episodes where everybody cries and pirates have feelings.
Aww.
And a whole lot of piratry. It wasn't a whole lot of piratry going on this particular episode. However, come the next episode, they'll return with like an armada of pirates to again bombard Nassau against the Spanish ships that are already there. So back to pirating once again next week, folks. So if you didn't catch this week's Black Sails, you didn't miss a whole lot. However, this homeboy went to the theater and saw Kong.
Gonga.
Dude, epic. Best Kong movie ever made. Hands down.
It looks pretty fucking dope.
Hands
And
down.
I dig the whole Apocalypse Now kind of feel that they have been doing with all the movie posters.
The beautiful thing about this particular Kong movie is, one, you feel bad for Kong to win. Two, if there's no sappy monkey woman human love story, monkey kidnaps woman, people have to rescue woman love, none of that sappy bullshit. Realistically, a 50-foot tall monkey like that, whatever. You know, you're in an ecosystem far, far away inside of a storm that nobody ever charted the planet before. I'm going to say it's right at the end of Vietnam. It's like
about 50 foot high.
Right there. I mean, those
That's got to be bigger than 50 foot.
Maybe 100-foot tall, right? But Kong is the protector of this island, and these leaving Vietnam combatants don't know anything but kill. It's one of those things like, oh, it's a crime against nature. You can't do that. Blah 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 blah. I won't ruin the movie for anybody. Go see Skull Island. That is all. Seriously, don't. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go see a movie that you want to just walk away from and go badass, go see Kong. All right, I won't ruin it. Let's move on from there. I was
Be
watching
happy I didn't see it
last
because
night.
I'd ruin it.
Yeah. Well, if you'd have seen it tonight, we would have been delaying Tucker and Dale, and tonight would have been Kong Skull Island. But I was watching.
And we would have been spoiling it for all you motherfuckers.
That's all y'all people would have been like, I'm shutting this off now. I'm going to go watch Kong, and then I'll turn it back on. That's the idea. Return of Xander Cage, Triple X. That's right. Vin Diesel's back at the helm. Xander Cage is left for dead after an incident, though he secretly returns to action for a new tough assignment with his handler, Augustus Gibbons. Very beginning of the movie, Gibbons dies, and that's how they get Vin Diesel into it. But the chick that they have playing Gibbons opposite, like Gibbons type of secret agent, is just horrible. What the hell was her name? No, she was great. He was awesome in it. Deepika Padukone. Yeah, I know that ain't right. She's an Indian girl. She's hot as hell. She was great in it. Chris Wu, he was fantastic in it. Ruby Rose was fantastic in it. Where the hell is that lady's name? Toni Collette. That woman was horrible.
You suck, Toni Collette.
She couldn't keep a straight face. She looks like she's had more facelifts than friggin' Cher to begin with, and she's Yeah, it's like, honey, you'd have been retired as an agent long ago. You're so fucking old. You're just not believable in the part. But the rest of the crew is fantastic. There's all kind of, the skateboard stunts, and there's this one scene.
Vin Diesel on a skateboard?
No, Vin Diesel was on a motorbike. There's one scene on these motorbikes, and they're out by the ocean, riding them, and they're riding them, and they jump off of this cliff into the ocean, and they push a button. Little ski wings open on either side of the front tires and the back tires. Okay. Don't know it does work. You can even do it without the skis if you have enough momentum. I have seen 2-stroke dirt bikes ride across lakes without sinking. It's something about the physics of it. Okay, fine. Vin Diesel crashed through a wave. The bike went out underwater. It no longer runs. You suck water into the engine. The piston tries to compress the water and bends the piston rod, and the motor is now seized and locked and no longer doing anything. But not in the movie, of course. He pops out the other side and catches up with that guy. No Vin Diesel, not even a little bit. Lord. If that whole motor goes underwater, it goes. For the rest of its life, I promise. So, besides a few unbelievable stunt effects that they tried to pull off, for a follow-up third movie, I mean, because you remember there was the original XXX, then there was XXX State of the Union with Ice Cube, Mr. I'm never gonna trade, man. I'm never gonna sell out to. Are we there yet? He was State of the Union to now back to XXX. Vin Diesel, and of course they have a cameo of Ice Cube in it for this one. So apparently there's going to be another one where him and Ice Cube team up, and they become the XXXs. This was supposed to be the first of a new trilogy.
Oh Lord!
And trilogy in the Fast and the Furious movies. So he's a busy dude. All of his ink is fake. You can tell it's fake. It's horribly done. They should be ashamed of themselves. No, I'm serious. It's really, really bad. It looks like it's drawn on with ballpoint ink.
It probably is.
With a bic. Yeah, when somebody goes in there with a bic and just gives them these tribal tattoos and fills them in when they get dirty or smudged. It's just fucking horrible. So that I was watching this week. So that brings us to that's right, Tucker and Dale versus Bill.
Say hello to the people in internet lands before we talk about
be like there's got to be like 3.5 people out there. So why don't we?
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that's why.
There's got to be like 3.5 people out there. So no, you're absolutely right. I would have skipped over it, and we should not, because those people are just as important. If you hadn't said hi in the chat box, I don't know you here. So that's how it is. Okay. That's right. Collier Williams claims to be the half. How you doing there, Collier? Glad you can be with
Collier. Merry Christmas.
Now batting third base now, playing center field. Batting third
in the
Mr. Kurt Harris. We got our buddy Wyatt Ola out there in
Wyatt
with us.
Ola.
How you doing there, Cheap? Dean Cooper
Wyatt
is
Ola
the place to
like
be.
Diet Cola.
Quasi Theories is this thing for me. Lord Goldenrod, as we call him. James the Grower, how you doing, man?
He
Glad
grows
you could join
peaches
us
on the side of the freeway.
You're moving through the country. You're gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Rod Dupree
is in the fucking place to be.
That's right. Did I say hi to Collier Williams? I'm
the
sure
bread man.
I did. How you doing there?
The bread
Collier
man.
Williams. Gotta have a little bit of bread with my life. How you doing? That's right. Whatcha Watchin, the musical. That's right. Duet expects reality in a Vin Diesel movie. No, not really. And we always gotta, of course, say hi to Starshine. She's out there somewhere. Hi, Star. Somewhere out there in internet land.
Twinkling.
Okay, people. Twinkling in internet land. So I messaged. We're looking for movies to do, and Wes sends me a movie, and I'm like, I just wasn't feeling it. I was just like,
I don't even remember what it said.
Yeah, I don't remember now either. But I was like, hey, have you seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil? And you're like, no. I'm like, cool. Then let's do that. And you're like, all right, cool. So bang, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. This isn't really necessarily a horror movie, more than a series of unfortunate fucking events for people.
Yes.
I mean, it just,
oh
it really,
my God.
poor, which one's the dumb one? Is it Dale? Dale's the dumb one, yeah. Poor Dale didn't graduate the third grade.
Shit. He ends up pulling fucking hottie both body.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Tucker and Dale are on a vacation at their dilapidated mountain cabin where they're attacked by a group of preppy college kids. So Tucker puts his life savings into buying himself a summer home over the lake. The swamp? I'm not exactly sure which it was, but it's in Appalachia, West Virginia. Right. So, like any other movie we start out, we get the epic road trip. Tucker and Dale, they're talking about what they're doing. They get pulled over by the cop. and Dale's just drunkard and shit. Tucker's not. Is it illegal to drunk and ride? I know it's illegal to drink and drive, but is it illegal to drunk and ride? I don't think it is. But so they go back and forth with this douchey damn sheriff, and he gives them the epic warning, like you always get. Oh, where you're going to that cabin? Oh, you don't want to mess around in there. Oh, whatever you say, Sheriff. Thanks a lot. And off they go to the beer store. And then we get introduced to the kids. Now, I like this one because we didn't have 20 minutes of getting introduced to the kids. It was just like, oh, look, there's a carload full of kids and they're in the same area. They must be going somewhere similar, and they're like, oh, we're going to the cabin to eat us a lot of peaches.
And there was a lot of kids. I just realized that there was a lot of kids.
Yeah, there was like 9 kids in it. That was a third row seat freaking expedition, dude. There were 9 kids, I want to say, at least in that damn expedition. I don't know what they had for friggin' for luggage, but you got 9 people in there. There really isn't room to carry anything, but whatever. They get almost there and they remember, we forgot the beer, and you can just almost hear the tire squeal, but there wasn't any. And they pull into the same gas station as Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. And of course, these kids are college preppy kids from the city, and they see Tucker and Dale. I don't even think he has a shirt on. I think he's literally the epic hillbilly wearing just like coveralls. And he sees him a pretty girl. Hey, you think I should go talk to her? Now, me, if I'd have been his friend, I'd have told him, well, no, I think you're too goddamn drunk to talk to anybody. I think you need to go sit in the fucking truck. But not Tucker. No, man, you need to bust her up, go see go say something to her. And he goes wandering over like a stumbling idiot.
Make sure you laugh.
Holding the scythe.
Yes.
Like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all going to the woods? Well, the humor is definitely not lost on this movie. The jokes are funny. The gags are well thought out. So next thing you know, they split up. Tucker and Dale show up to their supposedly dilapidated cabin in the woods, and they're like, holy hell, it's the Shangri-La.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what they're actually living in.
Yeah. If that looks like a fucking 5-star hotel to them.
Right. So they get inside and they're like, it's ginormous. It's like one big room with a bedroom.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was funny as hell.
It just.
So the next thing you know, everybody gets drunk, everybody's drinking, and then there's a who wants to. You flip back over to the preppy kids, and who wants to go skinny dipping? Of course.
Yeah.
everybody wants to go skinny dipping, and while they're in the midst of that, well, Tucker and Dale decide they're going to go fishing back in their cabin. And what happens? Well, shit. She sees them, falls into the water, smacks her head, and almost drowns. Dale jumps into water and saves her ass. All of her friends run off because they think the hillbillies were out there stalking them and have now kidnapped and or maybe possibly eaten.
That shit was so funny. They run and they get the fucking girl's boyfriend. I don't know what the fuck he was to her because they didn't seem. Yeah, so he goes running with an axe. This fool was crazy from the get-go. I knew something was up with this fucking guy because like he was fucking nuts so from the very beginning. And so he goes out there and he's looking around. They're not there, you know. You find out that Dale Tucker took that chick home, bandaged her up, put some clothes on her. She wakes up and freaks out. He's coming in with a thing of bread for bed and breakfast and everything. Like he made her pancakes and stuff, and she's freaking out because she thinks he's gonna kill her or something. And he's like, "You don't like
pancakes? She's screaming.
You don't like pancakes?
Okay. I'll bring you something else. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry."
Because he had no idea she would think like that of him.
You know, he thought he saved her life, and he was just gonna help her find her friends today. Oh, and then the kids decide that they find their cabin, and they decide that they're gonna they talk the one kid into going up to the cabin and knocking on the door. But before he can get there, old Dale's out back sawing some Tucker's out back sawing some wood, and friggin' saws into a damn wasp nest, and comes running out in front of the cabin towards the kid going towards the door. Like Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, swinging this chainsaw still all revved up. The kid goes running through the woods, sticks himself to death on a friggin' down branch, and we get the first unfortunate death.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
So then Tucker, he's fucking stung the fuck up in his face, and he walks in on Dale.
No, he doesn't know that kid's dead. He just knows that he ran off and those other kids ran off too.
Yeah. And he walks into the cabin, and Dale and that girl have talked in real life. Yeah, they're playing a game. You know, they've talked about it, and they realize it was all just a misunderstanding and everything. And so he comes in, and he tells them, yeah, one of your friends, you know, was sure scared of bees because he saw me.
He must have been allergic. He ran away.
Yeah, he ran faster than me. And
you want me to come over there and pick the stingers out of your face, and we'll go outside and look for them. Oh, dude,
that shit was so funny. That dude's one-eyed dog.
He loved that dog. That was a good dog. And then, so the preppy kids, they find the other kid dead in the woods, thinking that Dale killed him. And of course, that wasn't, or Tucker killed him. And of course, that wasn't what happened, but it doesn't matter to them. So Preppy Boy with the hatchet convinces him that he's trying to kill everybody and that the girl's either dead or they're holding her hostage in there and they've got to get him back. So they go back over to the cabin, and one of the preppy dudes, they talk him into to attacking Tucker as he's working at the wood chipper. And just as the kid goes to dive on top of him, Tucker reaches down to grab another branch. The guy goes right over his shoulder, head first, directly into the chipper.
And Tucker gets back up and it's just like, oh,
he's freaking out. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you kids?
Oh, man.
Why would you do that? And he's trying
you stupid college kids.
Why are you killing yourselves around here? You're just insane. What's wrong with you?
Oh, man. And that one kid, he gets the gun. And he tells him, and Dale tells him, hey, you got to turn the safety off, bud. The safety, you got to click the safety.
the kids run away, and they get down the hill, and the sheriff's coming up the road. So they tell the sheriff what happens. He gets him in the car, says, we'll go up there and take a look. And the sheriff goes into the house with Dale and Tucker after he literally finds them as they're pulling this body out of the wood chipper. And they tell him that the girl's inside and she's fine. Right. It's a complete misunderstanding. And she'll be able to tell you, except for the fact that Dale knocked her out with a shovel. And so he goes inside to check on her welfare, and she's okay, just knocked out. And then he pushes the beam in the house over, and a giant piece of the beam slams down into his face with nails. And he goes stammering out of the house and dies trying to use the radio. So one of the preppy kids jumps out of the truck, and he gets the cop's gun. And then he tries to shoot it, and it won't go off. Dale yells at him, well, you got to take the safety off of the side. And then what happens there, Chief?
Yeah, the fucking kid's just fumbling the gun. Like, and the dude's like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Dale's like, don't do that. And then, blow, the kid shoots himself in the fucking head.
Shoots himself right in the fucking face in front of everybody.
That's when Tucker's like, all these kids are fucking killing themselves.
So the wood chipper kid is dead. The sheriff is dead. The preppy boy is dead. There's 3 people stuck in the back seat because the doors are locked because it's a police jeep.
Oh my God.
Dale's shooting at him with a friggin' nail gun from the top story of the house.
How you like that, college kids?
College kids. They were holding the dog for ransom, or they're holding the dog hostage. They release the girl, or we're gonna kill your dog. Oh, it's just
Tucker sneaks up. He saves the dog and gives himself away, and then, so they take him and they cut his fucking fingers off. Oh my God, those kids are deranged.
They take his bowling fingers. Oh, that's like the worst thing you can do to a hillbilly. Like, seriously, man. Like, if there's one thing you'll find in a hillbilly town, it's a bowling alley. And if you cut that dude's bowling fingers off, oh, that's fucking horrible, dude. You should never do that to somebody. Oh, that's yeah. That's a lesson, kids. Their hashtag people's bowling fingers. In the end, or Dale's fault, the evil ended up being college preppy boy with the axe. Turns out his daddy was the actual hillbilly killer, and they lied to him his entire life that his daddy had gotten killed by the hillbilly killer. And
in fact, he was the hillbilly killer.
And they end up having to kill him too. So in the end, who was left? There was Tucker, there was Dale, there was the chick Allie,
and the dog.
And the dog. I don't remember how the blonde girl died, but she died too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that blonde chick. How did she? She got killed by fucking up too, or someone else killed her on accident.
I don't remember how it happened. There were so many tragic gag deaths, but the effects were great.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't cheaply done. Well, this was a Sundance Film Festival movie. I mean, these people basically didn't get paid. Anytime you see Sundance Film Festival winner or participant, you can pretty much guarantee the actors didn't get paid, or they didn't get paid until after release or something. Even though this one had some halfway decent actors in it, there wasn't anybody really famous. I mean, that guy failed with Sons of Tucson, and he was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I mean, he's not exactly an A-class.
Tucker's K2SO in Rogue One.
I know he was also in Firefly, but I'm thinking these guys were friends of the project. You know what I mean? They might have been friends of the director who did this, and that's how they, just like George Ironside or Fred Ironside or whatever the fuck that guy was in Turbo Kid. That happens sometimes. But even the college kid actors were good. The girl that played Allie was good. I mean, really, overall.
Yes, she was.
Overall, the directing was good. The cinematography was good. The special effects were good. The script was good. The jokes were funny. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up, and I'm giving it all 5 stars for a comedy horror.
I second that, because
there you go.
It was that fucking good. It really was. And you know what's sad? Is it came out in when? 2010?
Yeah, 2010.
And I kid you not, I've passed it on Netflix for years. And I've always said, oh, I'll go back and watch that.
I
I'll go
saw
back
it when
and
I
watch
lived
it.
in Alameda. So, however, I'm whatever, that I probably saw it in 2012, 2013, something like that. It was just really, really. I've only seen it a few times, which is nice because it's not ruined on me yet. It hasn't gotten dry on me. But for sure, funny stuff. And gory, and some of the kills are just they really. I had to look away at the tripper. I was just like, oh, how far are they going to go with this? I mean, I like horror, but I can't stomach it a lot. Hey,
Man,
let's
how
see
did
if
that
anybody.
little blonde die?
Yeah, let's see if anybody showed up late in the house here tonight. Shut up. There she is, Mrs. Starshine. How you doing, girl? Glad you could join us tonight for the end of the show as well. And that looks like all we missed. So with that, my friend, it's the time that we start talking about next week's show. No, that's definitely not next week's show. Next week's show is actually we're getting back to sci-fi. We're going back to 1986 and Emilio Estevez in The Wraith. That's right. If you've never seen The Wraith, it is a killer pre-CGI, a really good CGI effects movie about a demon, about a kid who was killed, comes back as a demon to redeem himself. It's pretty nifty. I like it. I'm working on my backdrop here, so
Does he have horns?
Don't think I'm in prison.
Don't
We'll see you
demons
next
have
week
horns?
on What You Watching. There's an after hangout. I'll post the link in a moment.
Be there.